Rolex, a name synonymous with luxury, precision, and timeless style. But how did this iconic brand rise to become one of the most recognizable watchmakers in the world? Let's dive into the fascinating story of Rolex. It all began in 1905, when a young Hans Wilsdorf, just 24 years old, founded a company in London. But it wasn't Rolex yet. In the beginning, Wilsdorf and Davis specialized in distributing watches. Wilsdorf had a vision: to create high-quality, precise wristwatches. Something revolutionary for the time when pocket watches were the norm. In 1908, Wilsdorf trademarked the name Rolex. Legend has it, he wanted a name that was short, easy to say in any language, and looked symmetrical on the watch dial. With that, Rolex was born. Rolex's dedication to precision came early. In 1910, a Rolex watch became the first wristwatch to receive the Swiss Certificate of Precision from the official watch rating center in Bienne, Switzerland. This was followed by another milestone in 1914 when the Kew Observatory awarded Rolex a Class A Precision Certificate, something previously only given to marine chronometers. In 1926, Rolex changed the game again with the introduction of the Rolex Oyster, the world's first waterproof wristwatch. The Oyster case was a breakthrough, designed to protect the watch from dust, moisture, and pressure. And to prove its durability, in 1927, Mercedes Glide swam across the English Channel wearing the Rolex Oyster. After 10 hours in freezing waters, the watch emerged in perfect working condition. Talk about a marketing move. In 1931, Rolex introduced another groundbreaking innovation, the Perpetual rotor. This was the world's first self-winding mechanism, powered by the movement of the wearer's wrist. The automatic movement allowed watches to keep time more accurately without the need for manual winding, cementing Rolex's place at the forefront of horology. Rolex wasn't just about luxury, it was about pushing boundaries. In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay made history by reaching the summit of Mount Everest, and what did they have on their wrists? The Rolex Explorer, designed to withstand the harshest environments. That same year, Rolex launched the Submariner, a diving watch with 100-meter water resistance. The Submariner quickly became a favorite for divers and adventurers alike, and it remains one of the most iconic Rolex models to this day. In 1955, Rolex introduced the GMT-Master, a watch designed for Pan Am pilots flying international routes. It featured a 24-hour hand and a rotatable bezel, allowing pilots to track multiple time zones, a vital tool in the early days of transcontinental flight. From the heights of the sky to the depths of the ocean, Rolex was more than just a timepiece. It was a tool of precision for explorers, divers, and aviators alike. In 1963, Rolex introduced the Cosmograph Daytona, a watch designed for racing drivers. Named after the famous Daytona racetrack, it featured a tachometer scale and chronograph functions. It became a symbol of speed and endurance, later immortalized by Paul Newman, whose own Daytona sold for a record-breaking $17.8 million in 2017. Rolex is more than just a watch brand, it's part of history and pop culture. Did you know that the Rolex Day Date, introduced in 1956, was the first watch to display both the date and the day of the week in full? It became known as the President's Watch, worn by the likes of JFK and Eisenhower. And speaking of icons, James Bond's watch of choice? A Rolex Submariner. Worn by Sean Connery in Dr. No and several other Bond films, it became the ultimate spy accessory. Today, Rolex continues to innovate. From their use of Cerachrome bezels to the latest iterations of the Day Date and the Sky Dweller, each new release is met with excitement. Yet, throughout all its innovations, one thing remains consistent: the crown logo, a symbol of excellence. Whether it's on the wrist of a deep-sea diver, a mountaineer, or a president, Rolex is more than just a watch, it's a legacy of precision, adventure, and timeless elegance. A crown for every achievement. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching it, please like, share and subscribe to learn more about watches and horology.